Good morning. Or it's probably the afternoon by now. But I could not have asked for a more perfect day. Let me turn you around. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's made even more beautiful by the fact that I am walking. I am not wearing braces and I am not using my walking stick. I am walking. It has been about 3.5 weeks, maybe by the end of this week. I think I can say 4 weeks that I have been on the elimination plan. And I guess I'll call it elimination for now, where because of this flare up with my RA and coming off of the medication that I was prescribed, I had this huge flare up. I'm not sure that had totally anything to do with coming off the medication, but I do know that it had a lot to do with what I was eating. So I did a lot of research on RA, eating for RA, for anti-inflammatory, but then also on autoimmune, which I talked about in the parts 1 through 3. And I completely, for a recap, cut out pasta, rice, bread, red meat, pork, anything that would kind of trigger inflammation. And then from there, I started paring down to things that are specific to meat. So for instance, mushrooms are supposed to be an absolutely wonderful anti-inflammatory vegetable. However, when I eat mushrooms, it caused me to flare up again. So I was getting better, and then I ate mushrooms with dinner, and the next day it flared up, and that was the only thing that I did different. So I took the mushrooms out of my diet. Tomatoes will cause me to flare up, raw tomatoes, so I can have very little of tomatoes, and any kind of like pasta sauce, very few and far in between, which I'm not really eating pasta right now, so that's okay. And just doing the vegetables, fruit, white meats, and as far as milk and cheese go, I'm not really drinking much, but when I do, it's goat, and that seems to be perfect. I have no issues. And about 2 days ago, I woke up, I got out of bed, and I had no pain standing up, which was incredible. And I still have some swelling. I cannot completely bend my knee. I used to be able to do a really deep squat. I can't do that yet, but I am able to continue with yoga practice and stretching, and now walking. Before I was walking just like I am right now, still very slow, but I was wearing the braces to walk, and I would bring my walking stick out with me, which was literally a stick. But I also have crutches, because when this happened to me a couple years ago, both my knees swelled and I was on crutches. The doctors had no idea what was going on, and then finally, after many tests, many x-rays and MRIs, it came out back that I had this DNA marker for rheumatoid arthritis. So, is this working for me? I would have to say yes, it is working for me. I am doing the stretching and yoga. I like yoga because they have specific poses, which are really good. But some people may not like yoga, so you can just find stretching videos. And I have also, and the eating is going really well for me. It's hard because I'll crave things, but I'm learning to substitute. So when I want something sweet, I just have some fruit, which I found is really helpful. Half a spoonful of honey. I will eat a sugar-free chocolate dark chocolate, as close to 100% as you can get. So you can find 95% dark chocolate. That is great because it will have a lot of antioxidants. And if you're a female and going through menopause, like I am, then, or perimenopause, whatever they call it, dark chocolate reacts in your body in a very similar way as estrogen. So when you have autoimmune, you're dealing with a lot of imbalances, especially hormone, and one of those hormones for females is estrogen, and when that's out of whack, it sends everything out of whack. So that can help. And then the other thing that I'm doing is I'm keep looking up because there's vultures. Let me turn around. Circling overhead, and they're pretty close, so that tells me something in the woods behind my house is there, so I may have to go check that out later. That is another conversation. Anyway, I've also been doing lymphatic massage on myself. I found great videos on YouTube, and so I've been doing that pretty much every morning, sometimes more than once a day, and also a good knee massage video, which also really helps. And I think what I'll do is I will put links to the ones that I found extremely helpful for me in the description, so you can look it up for yourself. And then also I've been doing my castor oil rub in the morning, in the evening, well, 3 times a day basically. So in the morning, the middle of the day, and then in the evening. And I'm using the one that I created, which is the castor oil, nutmeg, cinnamon, turmeric, and ginger. And I've been rubbing that on my knees and behind my knees. And then also the white willow bark, which really is helpful. I found that using the white willow bark on its own is a little bit more effective than mixing it with the others, because it kind of pulls away some of its effectiveness. And then like at night, just the castor oil by itself. And then I'm also putting it on other places that tend to hurt. So sometimes my shoulder or my hands or my neck. So I've found all of that to be extremely helpful, and I'm really, really excited. Proud of myself for sticking with it and finding it easier to be on this meal plan, basically, because it's just a healthier way of eating. I've lost 7 pounds. I feel more refreshed. So I'm going to keep it going, and I will report back to you. So it's a little less than a month, and I'm feeling about 60% better. So I'm hoping that within the next few weeks, I'm back up to 100%. As far as my arthritis goes, when it comes to the Hashimoto's and perimenopause, that is still a work in progress. And there are some amazing videos on that as well. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will turn you around and leave you with this beautiful sky.